Last week was our first playoff game, and my plaque psoriasis was so itchy under all my gear. Sometimes just thinking about scratching could take me out of the moment. And then my doctor told me I could get clearer skin with a pill called Otezla.
Otezla apremilast is a prescription medicine used to treat adult patients with plaque psoriasis for whom phototherapy or systemic therapy is appropriate. Otezla can help you get clearer skin after just 4 months.
Okay, ready for the next game. Talking to my doctor about a pill was a total game changer.
Don't use Otezla if you're allergic to it. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing or swallowing, swelling of the face, lips, tongue, throat, or arms. Severe diarrhea, nausea or vomiting, depression, suicidal thoughts, or weight loss can happen. Tell your doctor if any of these occur and if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts. Live in the moment. Ask your doctor about Otezla. Call 1-844-4-OTEZLA or visit Otezla.com for prescribing info about cost, and more.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
There are talk shows, and then there are talk shows that actually do something for your life. There are talk shows that just sort of fill time and take up space and generate vast quantities of heated air.
Are we one of those?
No,
okay,
we're the one that helps you enjoy a better life.
Okay, well, there's a little hot
come
air
on.
here,
That show we visited yesterday, I'm not going to name it.
It was great. I loved every minute of it.
No, it wasn't. It was just hot air.
Okay.
Was there anything of consequence?
Well, that may be true. They couldn't walk out the door and say, I learned that.
We went to watch because of an acquaintance of ours, a friend of Tom's, was hosting
Former
a show.
employee,
The guy used to work, and he's on another station, and it's one of those hot air shows.
Okay.
And we
I'm
went
gonna
to
let
it.
you say that.
I did, and he can. If
Deeply
he's listening
love
right
and
now,
value his work.
Well, wait, no. You know what? I guarantee you, he knows it's hot air. Any talk show host who does political talk worth his or her salt knows it's all hot air. 855-935-TALK is our phone number. It's 855-935-8255. If you need to get a question answered that has something to do with money, oh my gosh, we're the people you should be turning to, because we're going to talk about fiduciaries in a little bit. And I got to tell you that the vast majority of people you're hearing on the radio are talking about money. If they say they're a fiduciary all the time, they're lying. If they claim they're a fiduciary, they might be for like 12 seconds out of every day. Oh, I'm going to be a fiduciary for a minute, then I'm going to go back to robbing people blind.
I love your hats.
And we did the hats today. Oh, gosh, yes. You know what? I got to send you some hats for your class in October.
You do.
Are you going to use the hats?
Absolutely.
All right, I'll send you some hats. I won't even charge you for them.
Okay.
Because you already paid for them. 855-935-TALK is the phone number. 855-935-8255. Give us a call. We'll try to make your life, your financial life, make more sense. Shira, you're up. Welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hello. Thank you for taking my call.
Our pleasure.
Your name? Can you hear me?
Yes, we
ma'am.
can. Please go.
Okay. You were talking about the Roth IRA 401ks. I have a 401k.
Yeah.
And I recently left that employment. I would like to know if that money could be placed into a Roth.
Well, was this saved in a Roth or is it saved regular 401k?
Regular 401k.
Okay. Then the answer is no, unless you want to pay a lot of tax. In other words, because think it through. The money that you saved, you didn't pay tax on, right?
Correct.
And any growth in there, you haven't paid tax on. That's just grown due to the market or whatever. The money that goes into a Roth has already had taxes paid on it. So the government says, okay, we're not going to tax that. So if you want to move money from something that has not been taxed to something that has been taxed, they're going to want you to pay tax on that. So, I mean,
yes, you can move it, but you would have to pay the taxes on all of the depreciation over the years and the money before you could do that.
Yeah. Oh. How much are we talking about, roughly?
It could be roughly 100,000.
Yeah. I mean, the likelihood is, not knowing anything about your income situation, that you're just going to roll that over to an IRA or roll it over to your new employer's 401k.
Tom, your phone number?
Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Thank you for the call.
Yeah, this is a lot of confusion around that because it's like, can I just take that money and put it in a Roth? No, because you haven't paid tax on it yet.
Yeah.
They're going to want their money.
A regular IRA or a regular 401k can be moved into a Roth, but the government wants their taxes.
Yeah, right. Makes sense.
She can't. It would be great if we could not pay, get a tax deduction for all that money we put in, and then take it out and not pay any taxes at the end. But that's not the way taxes work.
I still, in my heart of hearts, I know you don't like predictions, but I think the whole Roth thing at some point going bye-bye. I just think the government's going to say we don't. I know we're going to get the money, and we're getting the Roth money today.
Mm-hmm. You sure?
I just think that. I don't know. Because it's all that tax-free growth.
Yeah, but you know what? They don't look that far ahead.
Okay.
They're
So
not
maybe I'm
thinking
wrong.
50 years, 40 years down the road. I think they're much more likely to take away the deductibility of a regular IRA
maybe so.
and say, no, we need that money now.
But then they're giving away years and years of appreciation.
But I'm telling you, they don't think long term. Uh-oh, we're getting political. It's feeling like hot air is building up in the room. No, that is very political.
Yeah, that is.
I
don't think to say the government's short-sighted, that doesn't sound that political to me. But okay.
Well, it is. There
get very many arguments.
There
from people
are some
about that.
people who think government is a good thing.
And especially when it comes to tax policy. I don't think very many people think the government's thinking 10 years down the road. Very few.
Maybe they think it should.
Well, they should. I mean, especially when it comes to taxation, because that's a pretty important issue. It sets how business does. Anyway, you're right. We're veering. We want to talk to you about your money.
We do.
Not their money.
And the number is 855-935-TALK. And you get a free copy of my book, the latest, updated, greatest edition of Financial Physics, The Truth About How Money and Investing Really Work. 855-935-TALK.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
You've heard that about 99% of all financial advisors are not always required to act in your best interest. You've probably been pitched financial products by all manner of friends and relatives, and the investing you have done is probably a hodgepodge of ill-fitting pieces that are doing little to provide the financial security you need. If you're looking for a 100% pure fiduciary, and we'll put that in writing, low-cost, fee-only advisor who always puts you first, give Vestory a call at 800-386-3004. That's 800-386-3004, or visit us online at Vestory, VESTORY.com.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
Let me just put your minds at ease. Yes. Callers, relax.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a little something about Tom and me. We don't call people and harass them. We do not try to sell people products. We don't do any of that kind of stuff. The only reason we ask for your phone number is because it's easier than asking for your address. When you call, there's only one way we can get the book to you, and that is to send it.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Now, we do not squeeze it over the phone line.
Well, that would be a fax, so that'd be a lot of pages. So don't do that. Yeah, got it.
So
otherwise, we're not going. We're just calling to get your address.
Right, because Tom, we're just going to call you next week to get your address, so that we know where to send the book. Yeah. We're not going to try and sell you anything. I promise.
All right.
If we try and call you and sell you something, please call next week and tell Tom how angry you are with us.
I'd love to know.
Because it's not going to happen. 855-935-TALK's our number. 855-935-8255. Phyllis, welcome to the show.
Hi, Phyllis. How can we help you today?
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, our pleasure.
For your show. I love it every week. And for the question I'm going to ask you, because it's been bothering me. I'm 85 years old. Just today, as a matter of fact.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's awesome.
Now, I have $400,000 that I won't need it for 10 years because I have other money. Now, I was planning on investing that in Vanguard, but you said today that no one would make more than 7% in the market. So my question is, considering the risk in the market and the expected return of 7%, would it be better to put the money in a fixed annuity offering 4.3%?
Okay, now wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Don't interrupt. It's her birthday.
Okay, go ahead. Finish.
Gee whiz.
I tell you what.
He's rude.
Go ahead.
I knew I'd get a reaction. So I figure that would eliminate risk. I'd make a little less, but at least that would eliminate risk.
I thought you just said you didn't need the money for 10 years.
No, I won't.
Okay, well, why would you buy an annuity? All right,
Wait,
stop.
Can I just chime in? You're a little testy right
yes,
now.
I am. Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Phyllis. I have to calm Tom down sometimes. All right. Now, here's what we said. I said it's tough to get 7% or more on your money. There is certainly
over a long period of time.
Oh, there's certainly no guarantee that you will.
No.
However, we strongly believe, based on historic data, that investing in equities over any 10-year period in the past is more lucrative than fixed income investments, or it has been more lucrative.
She didn't say fixed income. She said fixed
annuity. That's still a fixed income product.
Okay, but an annuity, the idea behind an annuity is you give the money to somebody else, they give you part of your money back with a small amount of interest. You just told us you didn't need the money.
No, that's an immediate annuity.
All right, but okay, you're right. You could start drawing out it in 10 years. You're going to I can make almost one.
No, you
guaranteed.
can't. Be careful.
Almost
Don't even
one.
say that.
Almost one.
Don't even.
The likelihood is very strong that you will have more money in 10 years to use whatever you need it for being in a globally diversified stock portfolio than it would be in
a 4.5% annuity. Yes.
Not guaranteed, but very likely.
Much more likely.
Okay, well, I trust Vanguard that they know what they're doing and they get me a good portfolio.
Let me tell you another little thing. Vanguard doesn't know what they're doing. They just know they're going to put it in the market. They're just going to put it in every stock, basically, that they can get their hands on and let it sit there and let the economy of the world do what it's done for about 8,000 years that we have any recorded history, and that is grow.
Your money's exposed to all those companies, all those economies, and that has, over time, as Don said, made you more money. That's all they know. That's all we know. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's what I'm reading in Merriman's book.
Yeah. And we line up very closely with Paul.
For 3 or 4 years now, I have been holding on to this money, so scared of the market. But maybe it would help your listeners if they hear the conclusion I came to.
Yes.
I finally came to the conclusion that every time I step on a plane, I question whether I'll have a safe landing. So what do? I think of the law of averages. Mm-hmm. And so I apply that to the stock market. Am I going to have a safe landing at the end of 10 years? And I think of the law of averages because the market goes up or then it goes down. I looked at all those charts.
You're good.
You are good. Your 85 years have been good to you. You gained wisdom. And Phyllis, let me tell you, you're dead on, absolutely right. You could put that $100,000 into that.
400.
I'm for 400,000 into. I mistyped into a stock fund tomorrow, and it could go down the next day.
And the next.
And for a year thereafter. Look. And if you don't touch it,
won't look.
Don't look.
And there it is. I think you're spot on. I think the only question would be to put it all in stocks. Yeah, that's a lot of volatility.
That's gutsy.
Yeah, but to maybe have a bunch of it in stocks and some in fixed income, that probably does pretty well.
Well, I wanted to put it all in stocks, but the advisor said he can't do it that way. Vanguard would not accept that.
Oh, he wouldn't even let you do it.
And by the way, if you don't know what your tolerance for volatility is, and you're on the internet, Phyllis, you and others, you can go take the risk quiz absolutely free to find out what your emotional makeup is. You can go to talkingrealmoney.com, take the risk quiz. Yeah. It's free. There's no obligation, and you'll find out kind of about yourself.
Thanks, Phyllis. We appreciate it. Have a happy birthday. I just want to add, this is kind of important. That shocks me. That Vanguard would say no.
Yeah,
but I guess they're behaving in what they believe is truly a fiduciary capacity. You see, but here's Vanguard's argument is going to be she's 85.
Yeah, you shouldn't be all in stocks.
And I got to tell you, I don't believe it has a single thing to do with your age. I think it has nothing to do with your age. If you're 85 years old and you understand that if you put $400,000 into the stock market, that a year from now it could be worth $200,000 and you're okay with that, then do it.
And I think you're right. It's your emotional makeup and how soon you need the money.
Right. And she said she doesn't need the money for a decade.
Yeah, that's
And it sounds like she's got this great emotional makeup where she said, you know what? It goes up more than it goes down.
Yeah. And like planes, which
they
are
go
crashing less and less and less every year.
They go up and come down more than they fall down.
Yeah, that's very true. Brace for impact.
Unless some guy steals one.
Oh, gosh sakes.
Oh, we're not
really?
Sorry. Didn't mean to. I forgot it was a sensitive subject out here.
Yeah, I think it is.
855-935-TALK is our phone number. That's 855-935-8255. We want you to get this right for you. You see, this is the key to investing, and I want to make this really clear. There is no correct answer for everyone of a particular age, of a particular inclination, in a particular situation. There is no right answer. You want to make sure that you get the process of building wealth right for you. And that's why we suggest so strongly that you go take the truly free, truly no obligation, no harassment risk quiz that we provide for nothing at TalkingRealMoney.com, TalkingRealMoney.com. In fact, go to TalkingRealMoney.com. You're going to find a ton of great stuff there. You can sign up for classes. You can listen to podcasts. It's a great place.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
I just recently created a new and massively improved interactive edition of Financial Physics on iBooks, but I don't want to leave out those without an Apple device, although no other platform offers their interactivity. I have, however, created a free static PDF version of Financial Physics with an F that you can get right now at TalkingRealMoney.com. That's TalkingRealMoney.com.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
It's Talking Real Money, the really important talk show that's been preempted by football the past 2 weeks, but we're back this weekend. We're here next week. Well, yeah. Tom's here next week.
And then from there, who knows?
Who are you with next week?
You know, I have a great show. I'm going to have the fellow that got caught up in the Woodbridge scandal. He's going to come on the show, which is fascinating because the way he was sold. And then Consumer Man Herb Weisbaum will join you for part of the second hour.
You have the Consumer Man?
He is going to wing right in with his cape.
How did you get the Consumer Man?
I don't know.
Well, did you bring the phone booth so he can change?
He'll come popping out, ready to help.
Consumer Man!
That's next Saturday on these same network stations.
And I'll be in New York City.
Yeah.
855-935-TALK. New York City? Yeah, New York City. 855-935-TALK is our number, 855-935-8255. Jacob, you're on. Welcome to Talking Real Money.
Hey, fellas. How you doing today?
We're terrific. How can we help you?
Awesome. So it would take about a 10-hour conversation to straighten out my financial situation.
All right, let's get started. All right.
No. In
I'm
fact,
comfortable
actually, I just met with a guy. What's that?
I said I'm just getting comfortable. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I met with a guy last week. It was the first time my wife and I ever met with somebody. And he was trying to sell us on a mutual fund and life insurance, and it was very car salesman-y, and we were just like, yeah, I think I'm good with that. But
run away!
Yeah, I ran away. I bought him dinner, though, so that was nice of me, so I didn't feel guilty about it.
Okay. Call me for a meeting. Sorry. Go ahead.
All right. My question is this. In one of your last segments, Sophia was talking about her student loans and stuff, and somehow my radio went into my navigation when that whole thing was happening, and you guys mentioned something, or she mentioned something about forgiveness for her student loan. And I'm wondering if that is actually a thing, because I'd love for that to happen somehow to my wife's student loan.
It's a possible thing.
No, it's a thing for people in certain professions who go into public service.
Yeah, if you go into that's
you know. Probably not, unless it's a teacher or a nurse in some areas.
Some federal employees, I think, or something that are.
So
okay, none of that.
Sorry.
Are there any sort of refinancing?
Yeah, refinancing. Yes. What's the rate on the student loan? Do you know?
I think it's like 7.9 or something like that.
You might want to shop. I know, I'm not endorsing them in any way. I just have read some decent things about them, like SoFi. Do some shopping around online for student loan refinancing.
All right,
Jacob.
Thank you.
That's the answer, I guess. All right, appreciate it, guys.
All right. Good luck, and give us a call when we do the 10-hour show.
Well,
next week.
or you want to take me out to dinner for some advice? I'm game for that. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I won't even sell you a mutual fund or anything. I'll just take the dinner. and give
Because
you
we
the
don't
advice.
sell mutual funds or life insurance.
Let's go back to the phones. Mary Ann. I think I have that right.
Are you sure? We just don't have that much time. I don't know
got 2
why
minutes.
you rush
2
into
minutes.
these calls.
2 minutes. Mary Ann, go. What do you got?
Hi, can you hear me?
Absolutely. Hit us.
Okay, perfect. Well, I'll try to be real quick about this. So, my husband's dad passed away.
Mm-hmm.
So he has money with Charles Schwab, and there's about, I don't know, four kids involved. So my question is, can you keep that money in Charles Schwab and set up individual accounts and just move it around without having to sell the stock?
Yes.
I thought so. And that's pretty easy to do, right?
Yes.
You just
Indeed.
go in there and-
Indeed.
Yeah. Particularly if there was good estate planning involved, if there's trust documents or very clear delineation and assignation of the assets. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I love you guys. Thank you so
that's
much.
so kind. And see, we got the call in before the bottom of the hour.
I know, but that's
There you go.
rare.
A little confidence.
It's rare. Marianne, thank you.
Yeah, it's a great call. Good
Take
luck.
care.
Thank you, guys. Have a
Enjoy
good afternoon.
Financial Physics, the book.
Yeah, that's right. We're giving away the book. That's why we need the phone number. We're not going to call you about anything else. Just
No.
need the address, and then we'll send you the book.
We don't sit around and sell people stuff. 855-935-TALK is that phone number, 855-935-8255. And if you don't get in during the show, we'll still answer your questions on the podcast. We'll take those calls 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 855-935-8255. Stop by. We'd love to help you out.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Just as there are basic laws that govern our physical world called physics with a PH, there are also basic rules and concepts that impact our finances and investments. I call them financial physics with an F. In fact, 8 years ago, I wrote a book about them. For years, I've wanted to create an interactive version of that book to help readers better understand the concepts. So, since it was time for an update, I turned Financial Physics, with an F, into a special interactive multimedia version only on iBooks. It's the only platform that allows that. Because I want everyone to have access to this information, I decided to give this version away. Yes, it's totally free. So if you have a compatible Apple device, go get your copy of the new interactive book, Financial Physics, on iBooks. It's totally free, and it's available right now in the iBooks store.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
This portion of Talking Real Money brought to you by 5 Hour Energy, the official beverage of Tom Cock.
Yeah, okay. I'll go with that.
This is. I was thinking about it during the break. I'm going, why is he wanting to move right along from color to color so quickly? And I went, 5 Hour Energy. He's over there like dancing in the break, and I'm sitting here going, I'm tired.
I just want to limp through till 2 o'clock and then
I
take
need a class.
nap.
I'm so tired.
I'm going to collapse, and then I got to turn around and get back up for a wedding.
Go
tonight.
get your tux on.
Oh, goodness sakes. And that will not happen.
Yeah,
so.
you look like a penguin.
Exactly.
855-935-TALK. That's our number. And Sherry, you're our next happy guest on
Hi,
Talking
Sherry.
Real Money.
Hi, you guys. I'm crazy about your show. I've been listening to you for years, Dawn.
We're crazy, too.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
I have a dear friend, 80 years old, very good health, just sold her home, has about $400,000 to do something with. It's right now it's just sitting in a bank, and she doesn't like that. CDs probably not either. She's willing to take a little more risk. I suggested Vanguard Index Total World. Let it sit. She doesn't need it for daily expenses of any kind. What is your recommendation?
Well, you see, you just said a little more risk. A little more risk is not VTWSX.
That's a lot of risk. That says 8,000 stock-only portfolio, which, as we mentioned last hour, in the worst of times, 2008, lost half of its value.
Yeah.
That's a lot for somebody who's 80 who may need the money. That was my question. Is this money she needs, or is this money she's saving for others?
Just hanging on to it and wanted to make more money on it than what she could it's just sitting in a bank, and I said you've got to get out of there.
Oh, absolutely. Now, see, that part I agree with, because you're not going to ever make any money. Keeping your money in a bank is a guaranteed way to never make a penny.
Correct.
Because inflation's going to eat up whatever you earn. But the reality is she needs to understand herself first. Because if she goes into something like Vanguard Total World Index, let's say in October it drops 20%.
What's she going to do then?
And then she's going to look at it and go, "Oh, I didn't know it could do that. I'm getting out."
Yeah, and we see that a lot, by the way. So, I mean, I guess this is always the $64,000 question. How much risk to take?
$400,000 question.
$400,000 question. How much risk to take? There are very few among us, who can be in an all-stock portfolio.
Yeah.
The pain is great. So what about just like balance between stocks and bonds? You could own the Vanguard Total World Stock Index, and then you could have a bunch of it in the Vanguard Bond
Market
Fund,
Index.
And you maybe even a 60-40. You're trying to make 6 or 7% a year. The worst times, you're going to lose 25% because that's
still scary?
Yeah, it really is. So
It would be a better balance to do.
I think balance, especially at age 80, makes a lot of sense.
And again, I want to come back to this thing, and this is not a sales pitch. This is such a powerful tool. That's why we plug it all the time. We have created a thing called a risk quiz where you can go online and it's like 10 questions. And when she's done, it's going to say, this is the kind of risk you take.
Yeah, I'm going to have her do it.
Yeah.
I did it for myself, and I'm going to have her do that too.
What was your score?
Okay,
what was your score? Just out of curiosity.
60. I'm 76, and mine was a 63.
You are way above average.
You are actually a bigger risk taker than most.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Well, I've been listening to you for so many years, and my husband did also for 100 years. We followed you for years and years and years.
Okay, I really was born in the 1800s. Tom keeps telling me I was born in the 1800s.
Now you
Apparently
know.
it's true.
Now you know.
My kids think I was too.
I lose track, Sherry. Thanks
you
for calling.
Thank you so much, guys.
Back in the early days of radio, when
I forget how old I am.
Wire recorders and everything.
I know I'm old.
Ooh.
And that's maybe why I like history so much, because I'm historic.
You were there.
855-935-TALK is our number, 855-935-8255. We didn't really, we're not going to go to the phone yet.
Yeah.
We really didn't get a chance to talk much about the SEC's fiduciary rule because we had a lot of calls.
Because there's nothing to talk about.
But there actually is, because here's the thing about it. They claim that everyone is going to be held to a fiduciary standard, but it really isn't the case, because they can still sell commission products. They can still do best interest, and they just have to disclose it in a 4-page document that no one is ever going to read.
And Merrill Lynch, for example, has already said, sure, we'll go ahead and sell commission products again in retirement accounts. Why not?
Here's what you must do. These meetings that we have with our financial advisor, ask them this question. Are you always required to act in my best interest? Always.
Yeah.
And if they say yes, are you willing to put that in writing?
Yeah, because we have a form online you can take to them and have them sign it, which
they won't.
They don't ever do.
Yeah, we do. We have an investment advisor interview form online at talkingrealmoney.com. You give it to your advisor. You say, hey, would you fill this out and sign it, please? And if your advisor says, oh, no, I'm sorry, we're not allowed to do that.
Our legal department said no.
I'm telling you, there are firms out there that would say yes, ours being one of them. A good, honest fiduciary firm. No, us being there are dozens of them. I wish I could say there were hundreds in the area, but there are dozens.
Yes.
855-935-TALK, the number. Give us a call. We're going to try to help you manage your life and your money a whole lot better.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Keeping the podcast breaks as painless as possible is my goal. That's why I want to very quickly tell you about the only magazine I've ever heard of that is 100% real investing all the time. There's no business news, no speculative advice, and certainly no lifestyle stuff. It's called Real Investing Journal. I publish it every quarter, and you can get 2 full years for only $25 at realinvestingjournal.com. That's realinvestingjournal.com.
For your real life and real future, Tom and Don are talking real money.
Hi there. Welcome back to our little get-together called Talking Real Money, where we try to make your life a lot better by putting more money in your pocket and not the evil people who would take a big chunk of it for their own commissions and the like. Really, please ask anyone you deal with, are you always required to act as a fiduciary?
And the other thing you should ask, is this investing or is this speculating? Because,
oh, geez.
You know, you've very kindly put together a slideshow I'm going to be presenting to my Rotary Club in Bellevue here in a few weeks that talks about why so many of us think that buying individual stocks, getting involved in fads, trusting somebody who said they could see the future is investing. That is not. That is speculating. And it's cost people, according to this number, $400 billion over the last 9 months.
Well,
$400 billion.
Let me just add that. You know, it's funny. At the class today, I asked people again, how many of you can stand to lose 50% of your money in 1 year? And one person said, yeah, maybe. And that's incredible volatility. That's the stock market. Folks, coins, dollars, like the dollar. If the dollar lost 50 or 60 or 70% of its value overnight, would you think that was a stable currency that you would want to use for trade, to buy and sell things?
Right.
And now you got all these people out there pitching cryptocurrencies as a currency, a way to buy and sell goods. Yet cryptocurrencies have done horribly.
It's estimated $400 billion is wiped off the value of major cryptocurrencies since the beginning of the year. Here's an article about one person who took $120,000, put it in crypto, in Bitcoin, November of last year. It rocketed up to $500,000. He thought, hey, I'm going to pay off my mortgage. I'm going to be rich.
That would have been December 17th of 2017.
Yep. Bitcoin went up to $20,000, and now it trades at $6,300. He's down to about $4,000.
I'm sorry. This is how volatile it is.
Yeah, right.
It was at 6,300. Now it's at 65.66.
Oh, okay. Well, he's got
this thing,
200 a share back.
This thing goes all over the place. Cryptos of all kinds. There are some cryptocurrencies that since the peak in December of 2017, some cryptos that have lost 90% of their value. 90% of their value. It is so easy to make these. They are such a scam. I'm telling you, this is a con job on the part of a bunch of techno geeks. It is a total, unadulterated con job, in my opinion.
Not just techno geeks, because you got the Escobar brothers involved, too. Drug geeks.
Yeah,
there you go. So I send all my money to them. They know just where to bury it in South America.
Tom is not joking. There is
one.
A coin offering. There was an initial coin offering earlier in the year from Pablo Escobar's brother. It's Roberto Escobar,
yes, correct?
Yeah. Roberto Escobar from Medellin, Colombia. He decided that instead of drugs, he was going to sell you coins.
Yeah, he had a website and everything. We went.
He does.
At it,
well, it's still there. It's still available.
Okay.
His coin was Bitcoin Light because Bitcoin's too filling.
A surprising taste of Bitcoin
Light.
Yeah,
it's less money.
Anyway, I mean, this is people. I see too many people thinking I got to get ahead on something like this. This is where the real money's made, and that's not where the real money is made. The real money's lost. You're still liking his website?
As a matter of fact, it's warning me that it's dangerous to go to it. Wait, Bitcoin Light came out at I'm trying to remember what the price was per Bitcoin Light. It was like a couple of bucks. I just pulled up the latest price of Bitcoin Light. You want to hear this?
Yes.
This is hysterical. $1 translates into 1,514.35 Bitcoin Light. Each Bitcoin Light is worth 0.0006 cents.
Yeah, okay. And can you get that money once you give it to them?
Well, it's the Escobars.
Yeah.
Don't you think that there is honor among thieves?
I'm going to question the return of my capital, not the return on my capital.
Yeah, wow. Bitcoin Light has its peak was where is that?
Where is it traded?
Oh, there are exchanges for all of these things.
One?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, Bitcoin Light. It's right there. Ethereum, Bitcoin, all of and the thing is the it's so easy to get into this thing, to start
Start
your
one
own
tomorrow.
ICO.
Yeah.
I mean, I could do Don Coin.
Yeah.
Tom could do 5-hour energy coin. That might actually sell.
I think it
Energy
might.
coin.
Yeah, you gotta
there
give me some
you
of that.
go. I wonder if there's one of those. There was even a kid who started a cryptocurrency for video games, which actually kind of made sense.
Because it kind of ties into the whole thing. So I want to mention, before we run out of time.
There is a thing called energy coin. Darn it.
Too late. In a few weeks, I'm going to be doing my class on October 20th, stealing your class.
Yep, that's all right. No, I let you use it. You didn't have to steal it. I'll lend it to you.
In Bellevue. And one of the things
with interest.
One of the things we will not be talking about
is crypto?
Yeah. That will not, unless you ask me. But it's not on the agenda because that is clearly not investing.
It's a dumb idea. 855-935-TALK, our number, 855-935-8255. And remember, you can call that number 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I'll answer your questions on the podcast, on the new Talking Real Money Quick podcast.
Let's see if we can squeeze one more in.
We can.
Sienna, I think I have that right? Sienna, how can we help you?
Hi there.
Hi.
I haven't contributed to my Roth accounts in a few years because I wanted to up my emergency fund, which is in a Vanguard money market.
Yeah.
And now I'm satisfied with my emergency fund, so I want to go back to contributing to my Roth. And I'm wondering, I have 8 funds in my Roth at Vanguard, and I'm wondering how to contribute to my accounts percentage-wise. I have rebalanced this year, so should I just, I don't know, is 8 funds too much to separate it when?
Yeah,
it's a lot.
It's a lot, but I mean, is it too much? If you had an investment advisor and they were building a portfolio that was really well diversified, no. I mean, as a matter of fact, Paul Merriman suggests like an 8-fund,
a 10-fund
portfolio.
Yeah.
So
I find very few people that can manage all that because it's a lot of work.
Well, she said she rebalances it.
Okay, so then you just be today.
No, it's all been rebalanced this year, but I'm wondering how to contribute, monthly. Let's say I have $400.
You'd probably, that's a great question. You'd just be buying the thing that has not kept up with the percentage of what it should be in the portfolio. It wouldn't be perfect.
Using the new money to increase the positions in those things that have fallen out of
You'd be buying
their
international.
balance.
You'd be buying international. You'd be buying REITs. You wouldn't be buying U.S. stocks because they've gone up a lot.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, sorry, maybe I'm not clear enough. Is it easy enough with Vanguard to say I want out of $400 to separate it every month into 8 funds? Do they do that for you?
Absolutely, they can do that for you. Vanguard is very capable of doing that. You just tell them what you want to do, and they'll split it up in any way you want to split it up because you've already got the accounts there. It's really, really easy. Thanks for the call. We really appreciate it. This is important stuff.
Tom and Don are talking real money.
Your number one financial goal must be retirement. As we live longer, our need for a substantial retirement nest egg has grown. That's why you must have a plan. And to help you map your route to a brighter future, I created Vestory's Better Retirement Guidebook. And you can get a free PDF copy right now at retirebetterbook.com. It's truly free and there is no obligation. So get your Better Retirement Guidebook now at retirebetterbook.com. retirebetterbook.com.
Your guides to a really great financial future. Tom and Don are talking real money.
And if you want an education that's going to get you where you need to be in retirement, how to plan for retirement, how to invest for retirement, and how to create a decent income in retirement, Tom stole the class for you. He stole it from me, and it is, I know I have to say, humbly, it's one of the best ever. You don't want to miss it. Tom doing the Science of Retirement in Bellevue. Right now you can get dirt cheap early bird pre-sale tickets for like $5. Just go to talkingrealmoney.com. Everything is there anyway. talkingrealmoney.com.
We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for educational and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. Providing personalized financial planning or investing advice takes time, so please consult with a really good fee-only fiduciary investment, tax, or legal advisor. We know a good one. Investing must always involve risk. In other words, you can and probably will lose money at times. Also, as much as you want it, no one can accurately, consistently predict the future. So past performance doesn't tell you a darn thing about what the future will bring. Unlike many other programs that say something similar, Talking Real Money is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Vestry, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Thanks for listening, and please visit TalkingRealMoney.com for more information and disclosures. That's a wrap.